Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online challenge. We're back with Basking Broodscale on the draw for game one, and the hand looks good. All we need is a green source, and we have the win. So, hoping that we can find that, and this potentially as early as turn 3, but we'll see what our opponent is playing. We'll come down to that after all. Still unsure if Broodscale is even an option for RC Vegas, to be completely honest. I think that the lab version is probably the better choice between Broodscale versions, but we'll have to see. Crypt, Opal, Emery. Emery, Amber, Opal, Crypt, and Emissary in yard. Draw. Alright, well there's Beseiju. Cast Blade of the Blood Chief. Pass. And pass. I mean, at the end of the day here, as long as I can resolve the Broodscale and connect with it, we're good. Gonna collect Emissary. And passing draw a forest. So I'm trying to figure out, do I play the Flesh Raker or the K command here? I think I cast the Flesh Raker. Cast Flesh Raker. And pass. And pass. I guess there's an argument to playing the Broodscale, as that way they wouldn't be able to Metallic Rebuke it. Amber, trigger. They can now generate blue. Pithniel, name Blade of the Blood Chief. Thankfully we do have Beseiju. So we can Beseiju the Needle, but it will take a turn cycle. Boots. They can... I'm surprised they didn't go for... I guess they could make a construct, but they can't boots the construct. We draw. Play a forest. And I think we just hold the K command then, right? K command and Beseiju. They have 0 in hands. We'll make a construct. They can boots the second construct. No attacks. Make a construct. It's an 11/11. They will draw. Trigger. Do they make another construct is the question. They make another construct that will resolve. I'll let Saga resolve. I imagine they grab Shadow Spear. I think Shadow Spear is 2 mana to equip, though they have an Opal in yard. They should be able to equip Boots and Shadow Spear. Still 1 card in hand. Again, all we need to do is be able to Beseiju the Needle. If we can do that, we can win. If they have multiple needles, that could present an issue, admittedly. It's unlikely they play Haywire Might, so I don't think I need to worry about that. Spellbomb? I guess Spellbomb would be a bit of an issue. But it would not be the end of the world. Thinking hard here on the search. I mean, I think objectively Shadow Spear is the best bet. That way they can trample over. Yep, there's Shadow Spear. You should equip boots first. Alright, they're going to do this first. Okay. Yes. Equip boots. It means that I can't be as mana efficient here, but that's fine. And then Shadow Spear. So I'm going to ramp and exile. Do I need to ramp? At the very least, we're going to make a spawn. Yeah, so we need to ramp, exile, exile. So what I'll need to do... I guess actually, no, I can't ramp, can I? So I need to scry draw exile. And done. Triggers. Yield to all. I guess I could have scry draw or could have ramped exile. Trigger. Yes. Oh no, I couldn't. Yeah, no. Well, I guess I could have paid one with the spawn. Yeah, I guess I could have done that. I forgot about the sequencing there. Ballista does work. Okay. So we can block the 13/13, then Beseiju. Go to blocks. They have one card in hand, so we're going to Beseiju the Pith Needle. Emery's tapped down. So 1, 2, Beseiju Blade, trigger, pass. Surveil. Not even going to bluff having interaction. Draw. Lab. Lab will imprint Devourer. Do I even need to? Not really, but we'll go ahead and do so. Broodscale. But we'll scoop it up. We'll take the win. Alright. Thank you, Beseiju. So what do we want here? Wastegate Battle Mage seems appealing. So does Cavern of Souls. Again, the hard part with this version of the list is that there's not a lot we can side out. So we're going to trim down on labs then. Yeah. Because we want Haywire Might, we want Needles, Soul Guide Lantern, and Bauble. I mean, I could even argue that I want Dismember here, but I think the Wastegapes are probably more important by comparison. Yeah, I don't really want to go below 20 lands realistically either. So I think we'll run it back like this. Alright, well, let's take a look. See what our opponent has for game 2. Haywire Might's good. We have Blade. So what I need here now is a Broodscale. We can dig 4 deep with Devourer. Don't really like seeing multiple Emeralds, but we can make it work. So as it stands, a turn 1 Grove is kind of what we're looking at. Island, Warp. Pinnacle Emissary is a busted card in a format where Opal exists. EE for 0, EE for 0. So this has to be the weapons manufacturer version. There's Wastecape Battlemage, there's our Broodscale. So in that case, we're going to start off with Urza Saga. Yeah, start off with Urza Saga so we can turn 3. So Saga, trigger. Haywire Might, pass. And pass. Attack for 3, down to 17. That will resolve. Drawing. Saga trigger. Well, the fact that they're holding up blue sources does make me a bit concerned. So I am going to Stirrings here. I will grab, I think, a Temple. We also have Blade. We could bait them out with Blade. That's a thought, but we need lands here, I think. So I'm going to go Temple. And at that point, is there any reason not to attack? Probably not. I'll go to combat. Swing in with Haywire Might. And pass. Breeding Pool Shock, 17. Okay, they're tapped out, so we actually have the ability to just go in. Yeah. Okay, they have another Opal. Moot point. So they have a blue source up. We will draw. Talisman, float. We'll still grab Blade of the Blood Chief. And we'll play Temple. Could play Talisman here and then Wastecape. I think that's probably the play. Play Talisman. Does Talisman resolve? They want to counter that, be my guest. Wastecape Battlemage. Kick. I will kick the Mox Opal, try and reduce the amount of mana they have accessible to them. At the same time, I guess I could hit the Pinnacle Emissary and then Haywire Might, but we could also use the Haywire Might to trigger off the Broodscale. So I think we'll go Opal and pass. Okay, so no contention there from opponent. Thought Cast, draw 2. Bobble trigger. Bobble trigger. Attack for 4, down to 9. Bobble target me. They have 1 blue source up. Bobble target me. Triggers yield to all. Draw and draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. 1, 2. Unfortunately, we're short 1 if it is Metallic Rebuke, and that's right now my concern. We'll equip the Wastecape Battlemage. 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Equip the Wastecape and then pass. The fact that they're consistently holding up a blue source does make me concerned for obvious reasons. And that is 6. Okay, down to 3. There's Tamiyo. End step 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I were to sacrifice the might now, versus 1, 2, 3, and we'll sacrifice the might now. Triggers. And draw. Ballista. I can cast Ballista for X equals 1. Now, I kind of wish I held the might. Funny enough, because if I had held the might, I could play the Ballista. And then go off. Yeah, I mean, I think I just have to go for it now. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cast Broodscale. Yep, we're just gonna have to go for it. Don't have much in the way of choices otherwise. I guess actually that's not necessarily true. We could Ballista for 1, ping, no, we need 2 specifically. If they have a counter spell, then they win regardless, so let's go for it. Broodscale. Okay, they have the consign. So yeah, the best thing I could have probably done is held the might, tried to resolve the Ballista X equals 1, might then target, and then we could have equipped Blade to Ballista if it resolved, ping down the 1/1s. I think also going back earlier, we probably could have Wastegate exile the Pinnacle Emissary and then use the might to exile the Opal. I think that probably would have been a safer line by comparison. At this point, we'll concede. We don't have much else available to us, unfortunately. No. Okay. So I will cut a gemstone. I'll bring in a lab, and run it back. Yeah, there's no reason to really fire off the might at that point. I think holding it would have opened up more lines. And that's one thing I do incorrectly sometimes, is that I want to do something. Don't want to do nothing, right? Doing nothing feels like, well, nothing. So doing something makes me feel like I'm, doing something, being productive, right? Well, we're on the play for game 3. Yeah, that's looking familiar. We'll keep Saga Trigger, cast Might, pass, and pass. Island, Tamiyo, draw, trigger, Grove the Burn Willows, cast Broodscale, pass, no attacks, and pass. When we have the win, investigate. Opal, Emery, boots Opal and Yard. So they have the ability to consign a threat, so we're probably going to bait out with the Emrakul. They would need a needle effect, but even if a needle effect we have Might Beseiju. What say you, opponent? Do we have the turn 3 win? Bone's thinking hard here. They have 4 cards in hand. They haven't shown red mana at all, so it's unlikely they have a Galvanic Blast. But if they're not playing red... No, I guess they had. They played Thundering Falls, never mind. So, I mean, they could have Galvanic Blast theoretically. But if that was the play, they wouldn't be thinking so hard here. So what are they thinking about? Alright. We draw, trigger, float. Grab Blade of the Blood Chief. I will... I will equip Broodscale. Fetch Flooded Strand. Steam Vent Shock. Do they have the Unholy Heat? Oh, I should have frickin' played the Boseiju. Had we played the Boseiju prior to the Quip, we could have adapted out of range. Yes, that was a misplay on my part. Alright. Well, can't do anything about that now. So that will resolve. Blade will trigger. I will, in that case, cast Springleaf Drum. We'll play the Boseiju. And I will attempt to cast Ballista X equals 1. And pass. And I was more thinking of Galvanic. I guess even Galvanic Blast, they would have only had 2. So I should have played the Boseiju prior to attempting to equip. Though I guess they should have just went for the Unholy Heat prior to me even equipping, right? Because if I had the ability to adapt... Yeah, so I feel like it was a misplay on my part for not playing the land to play around heat. It's just strange on their part not to play the heat in general before it even got to that point. So, a bit weird. Attack of Tamiyo makes a clue. Tamiyo grabs boot, or Emery grabs boots, okay. Boots. Breeding pool. Shock down to 16. And that's a Kappa. Kappa will resolve. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're short on Emrakul. We draw. I will cast Rumble. Yeah, so we will Rumble. There's Temple Flesh Rake. As much as I want the Flesh Rake, we need the Temple. Temple. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can make it 11, so we're still short a bit. I can Wasescape, then pay 1, 2, 3. Not enough for the Ward 4, potentially about to be the Ward 5. So at the very least, we can equip Blade to Ballista. And get that started. We can Haywire Might Boots, for example. Yes, so we still have some plays here. Alright, I will pass back. No attacks. 3 cards in hand. You can equip the boots. We'll likely exile to reduce the amount of incoming damage. They'll add a 5th type to Yard. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We'll be 2 short on Emrakul. A second Kappa. So when they go to equip Boots to Kappa, then we'll exile Boots. Surveil. Might to Yard. Interesting, so they do play Might. I guess, yeah, the breeding pool makes sense. Target the Might. Well, that is ostensibly annoying. Cast the Might. Yes. Trigger the Kappa. Kappa cannot be blocked. Go to combat. Attack with Kappa, attack with Tamiyo. Trigger, trigger. I'll take the 7 down to 13. Yes. Second main. 2 cards in hand. Fairly confident they have another Kappa in hand, however. End step. Do we Haywire Might here? Again, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I think it opens up more lines if I do. Tap Might for green. Green target what? Target Boots. Boots is probably the best play here, so we'll get rid of Boots. Trigger Blade, trigger Might. And then Might will go after Blade. Triggering Blade again. We'll yield to all. And draw. Cavern of Souls. Name Eldrazi. So, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We can't do that, but what I can do, however, is I can attempt to exile the Kappa Cannoneer. Ballista target Kappa. Yield to all. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Do you have consigned to memory? No consigned to memory. Attack with Ballista. Prior to the phase change, do I pop the Emery? I think the answer is yes. 1 and 2. Emery's down. I will pass. Draws a card of a clue. 3 in hand. We will pass. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So again, we're 2 short now on Emrakul. We're no longer taking damage. We can take our time a little bit more. Yep, there's the other Kappa like I thought. We draw. K command's very good here. I will cast on their turn to tax them, because that will be the next 2 we need for Emrakul. So I will pass at this point. If they crack a clue, we will fire it off on our turn. They do not. Okay. Goes to combat. Investigates of Tamiyo. Triggers the Kappa. I'll take the 6 down to 9. I suppose I could have attempted to get rid of the Tamiyo prior to X equals 1. Sure. Triggers the Kappa. Another Kappa. Another Kappa. Trigger. You all. They tap down the EE. There's an Emery. Alright. End step. Cast K command, ramp, scry draw. I guess we could play around Rebuke, actually. If I play around Rebuke, we need 3 mana left over, right? So we would want 1, 2, 3. So I guess we'd X equals 1. Yes. Done. Grove the Burn Willows. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we don't need any more mana. Bottom draw. Stirrings. Draw. Again, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we can cast the Ancient Stirrings. Cast Stirrings. There's another Cake Man. There's Blade of the Blood Chief. I am going to want the K command, methinks. I'll play Lab. No Imprint. And cast an Uncounterable Emrakul. Yield to all. No Consign. What's in their yard? There's Haywarmite. Haywarmite doesn't really do much here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 colors. I guess to be fair, there's no 6 colors, so I can't try and find a way to EE for Kappa. I guess we can pop Tamiyo, though, with EE. Alright, our turn, comrade. There was a Rebuke, so we did play around it. We draw. There's Tamiyo, so we can Tamiyo, hold priority, and then Rebuke it. So let's see here. First off and foremost, we're going to want to slam Kappa into Emrakul, Emery into Wasescape. And then we can EE pop Tamiyo, cast Tamiyo, Rebuke. Another option, though, is we could pop EE. We could then Emery for EE. And then EE clear. But then it's going to grow the Kappa. Well, I guess they're going to do that anyways, admittedly. Now let's go to combat like we said. Attack, attack. Yes. Go to blocks. We block and block. So in that case, we want to first cast Tamiyo on the off chance. So I'm actually need to, okay, cancel. I'm holding control. Tamiyo, cast, blue, Rebuke, Tamiyo, blue, Tap, tap. And that should counter the Tamiyo. Yield all. Yield all. No. So Tamiyo is out. We can then activate EE for 1. Clear Tamiyo, clear Springleaf. EE. Resolves, leaving just Kappa and an empty hand. At this point, I will pass. And pass. I have lethal on board unless they have a blocker, so they can't attack easily. They draw off a clue. Okay. They draw off a clue. Okay. Bobble triggers Kappa. That's up to 6 damage. They need 3 more damage as it stands. Again, without a blocker, we win. We also have a way to interact with blockers with K command. Opponent's thinking here. I'm trying to think of what their potential out would be, but I think this should be a win. Opponent scoops it up. We'll take the win. All right. Solid win for match 1. Again, the one mistake I did make was equip the Blade to Brood before playing the Besieger as a land. Again, I was a bit confused because I felt like if they had the Blast or Heat, they would have played it on their turn to avoid the possibility of me equipping then adapting to adapt out of range. So my fault for assuming that my opponent would take the best possible line. Yeah, it was a bit of a weird one, but I shouldn't assume that my opponents will always take the best possible line. I'm reminded of RC Portland, where I assumed my opponent didn't have a consigned memory in hand, because if they had, well, they would have countered this other card, right? And then they didn't. I went, okay, so they must not have consign. I tried to go through a certain line, and they go, consign. I go, what? They're like, yeah, I accidentally, I forgot to respond to your last card. I went, huh. All right. Nothing you can really do about that, right? And so, like, you play around what you think is known information, and then you just go, yeah, about that. Here was a less than ideal line that resulted in you thinking something else entirely. I went, well, all right, that's good to know. And a good example of you should always play as optimally as possible while trying to assume what your opponent has based on the way that they are playing. But also recognizing that it's possible that your opponent just doesn't play optimally, and as a result might subvert your expectations. But regardless, again, solid win against Affinity for match 1. We'll be back for match 2. Alright, we're back for match 2 on the draw for game 1. We'll keep. We're looking for Blade Brood, but the Fleshraker starts decent. We can go Springleaf Drum to start, Fleshraker into either Might or Ancient Stirring. Scouting turn. Pass. Draw. I'll play Temple Springleaf and pass. I'm like fireworks outside. Opponent will fetch. Supposedly our opponent could be on Neobrand, so I see a Hedge Maze. I'm a bit scared. I'm scared now. Alright. Do they have the turn to win? Who do you manage to yard? Definitely Neobrand, not Birthing Red. We'll pass. Flooded Strand. Passing, draw. Cast Flesh Rake. Let's float white, Haywire Might, and then pass. Yield to all. Other option, I guess, is just fire off the Ancient Stirrings and just pray that we find, I don't know, Vexing Bottle off the top. May have been the better play. But at this point, we'll pass. Fetch, Surveil. They at the very least didn't have the turn 2, so they're looking for something. Could be a land for Eldritch Evolution. Could be a Rider. Could be Eldritch Evolution or Neobrand. They kept it on top. That's concerning. Bridgeworks. Bolt. 13. They just need a third land for Eldritch Evolution. And there's Rider. Alright, let's see. Do you have the OTK line? Eldritch Evolution. Oh, you gotta be joking me. You have the Xenagos in hand? Packed. Nope, you don't need it. Show me the Xenagos. You have the Xenagos. That's 26. We'll concede. We draw. I don't even think that feature works anymore. Alright. That's Neobrand. Bring in Graph Diggers. Bring in Cavern. Bring in Warping Whale. Bring in Flute. And I think that's about it. So we cut the Gemstone. We keep the Bauble. Needle can be applicable. Hairmite not so much. Rumble Flash. Graph Digger, Needle, Soul Guide for Hooting Mandrills. Vexing Bauble, and probably cut to Lab. Do we want anything else from our sideboard? I don't think so. Let's run it back. Alright, next submitted. Yeah, like I said, one of the options we could have done is just fired off the Stirrings, tried to see if we find the Vexing Bauble. That would have been our Hail Mary. Not sure it would have panned out, but would have been an option. Also, correction, it would have been 26, it would have been, what, 24 damage? Block, still 22, yeah, it didn't matter. Damn. Unfortunate. A good example of how an open deck list would have probably prompted me to mulligan a bit more aggressively. On the play for game 2. There's Bauble and Flute, and... okay, this hand's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Not the biggest fan of Damsphere in this matchup. It really only taxes them by a turn at most. Flute, for the same value, gets to tax for 3. And again, the bigger issue with this list is that there's so few cards we want to cut. I guess we could have cut, I don't know. Did I cut the Might? I don't say I did. Cut Needle Soul Guide for Damsphere? Maybe. At the very least, we're going to Bauble on 1, Flesh Raker on 2. So that way, Rider's offline. They're going to need to go for a Hooting Mandrills line. I guess we could also hold Flute, Bauble, and pass. So no Pact, no Allosaurus Rider. Hedge may Surveil. We need to get pressure on board so we can end the games. We need a Flesh Raker, I think. We draw. Blade. Interesting. I just need the Broodscale. And there's Flesh Rake will pass. And pass. Hooting Mandrills is what, 6 and... I'm blanking out on this mechanic. Scryfall. Oh, looks like... Interesting. I'm gonna say maybe I was having internet issues, but maybe not. Okay. Hooting Mandrills. Each card you exile. Okay, so I still need 1 green. Good to know. Alright. And draw. K command. We could K command X equals 1. I'm thinking we go Ancient Stirrings here. Ancient Stirrings, Flute Beseiju Whale. I want the whale, but I don't have a way to pay for it is the problem. Yeah, we really need more mana here. Grove. Play Grove. Blade is at least mana neutral. I'm going to hold Flute K command here. Yield all. They could consign the Blade, theoretically. If they consign the Blade, that's fine. Trigger, trigger. Now I get to hold Flute in case they, let's say, Nature's Claim the Bauble. Attack for 2. Down to 17. Hold K command, hold Flute. Pain cost, natural state. In response. Flute. Triggers. Always yield. Always yield. And then yield to all. Name Allosaurus Rider. Yeah, I think we have to name the Allosaurus Rider here. So Bauble down, Rider's taxed by 3. So it gives me a turn at the very least. The problem is now they do have Packed Up. And I think Flute Name Rider was the best case scenario there. Because if we name Neoform and they have Eldritch Evolution mana, then it doesn't matter. Whereas at least now they need a land plus Rider, and it gives us a turn. Okay, they have nothing. Maybe. Okay. They accidentally almost passed through their turn. 13. End step. Draw. Let's start with Rumble. Trigger Blade. Rumble. Looking for Broodscale. No Broodscale, you find a Saga instead. I'll play Saga. Trigger Flesh. Saga. I don't like gaining new life here, but it's neutral as amount as life total is concerned. There's Emrakul. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we can go Emrakul here. Soul Guide, they could play Hooting Mandrills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're currently shy on mandrills, though, so I think we go Emrakul. Triggers. Down to 12. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then the K command. Alright, let's attack a Flesh Rake. K command X equals 2 would be mana positive. I kind of do want to dig for something here. And done. Triggers. Paying cost for Consign Memory. Consign is fine. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'd be one short. Okay, so they only consign. That's concerning. And they only consign the K command. Alright, we'll pass. Diabaseju. Planar Genesis. Planar Genesis is fine. So we do have Emrakul next turn as it stands. We'll pass. Nature's Claim. So you have Rider Neoform. Interesting. Trigger Saga. And you have Consign. Triggers. Yield to all. Paying cost. There's Consign. Always yield the trigger ability. If we make it one more turn, we can go Grafdigger's Cage to stop the Neoform. Alright, well, go to combat. They do have the ability for hooting mandrills, but I don't think there's much in the way of stopping them. What you got, opponent? Right now we're up to 24. 25. We're still dead to Gulta. Gulta Xenagos off of Neobrand, or not off of Neoform. If off of Eldritch Evolution, we're not dead, actually. We'd be at 1 exactly. Baseju, Saga, rude as hell. Tis a forest. And passing, we draw. Let's start with a Talisman. Trigger. And then equip Blade the Flesh Raker. K command. And done. Triggers. And opponent scoops it up. We'll take the win. Okay, we slowly but surely outvalued them. So that's good news. We'll want Gemstone Caverns back. I also realized we're on 19 lands. How in the hell did I make that work? Alright. You want 20, which means I need to cut something here. I'm thinking maybe the Pithing Needle? Yeah, probably. Alright, let's run it back like this. On the draw for game 3. So what do we want here? I mean, a Saga on 1 gets us to a hate piece on 3, but if they have any amount of interaction, it's a bit dubious. Not to mention these K commands are kind of dead cards. 3 turns is too many, I think, and the hand's kind of weak. We're gonna mulligan. There's Warping Whale. Yes, we can keep this. So what do we want to keep is the question. K command is appealing. We have a green source, but we need to play the Talisman first. So maybe we drop the Stirrings. Keep the Whale. Saga. Yeah, let's drop Stirrings here. Reveal Devourer and pass. Do we go Saga on 1? I think we do go Saga on 1. Surveil keeps it on top. Trigger. I'd love to see a lab. No lab. In that case, I'll grab Cavernous Souls. I will play Saga Trigger and pass. You need to hope that they don't just go for a turn 2 win. If they go for a turn 2 win, we lose. Misty. Ah, son of a... I think we lose here. Island. Pact. Rider. I guess we could have put all into exile and hoped for a lab off top. Rider. Do you have the turn to OTK? Neoform. Oh, son of a... Pact. Uh-huh. If only Warping Well was Kindred. Xenagos. Yeah. I mean, it needed to be the turn 2. Otherwise, we had the Warping Well as backup. And dead. Yeah, we really need to see Lab off of Devourer. Draw a card? Yep, no. The world may never know what the 5th card was. Probably should have shipped all 4 to exile in hopes for a Lab off top. That way could have played Lab, Devourer, hold up Warping Well, and prayed at that point. Unfortunate. But we'll be back for match number 3. Alright, we're back for match number 3 on the draw for game 1. I'll keep. We're looking for Broodscale, so I'll reveal both. It's Tron, which means we in danger of a Karn. And they are on the play. Rumble. I'll take a Rumble. Take a Stirrings? Yeah, we'll take the Stirrings then. I guess actually maybe I should have taken the Lab. Play Grove, play Stirrings. We can Besage you next turn. There's K command, might Lab. So next turn we can Saga Besage you. I'll grab the Temple. And we'll pass. So yeah, next time we can Besage you. Show me another Tron land. Really? Okay. Fleshraker? I guess they were looking for it off the top. Interesting. 1, 2. They need a lab for Karn. Oh, I don't need to Besage you then. So I'm thinking we still go Saga to start applying pressure to board. Cast Springleaf. Yeah, we'll cast the Springleaf and pass. And pass. There's Lab. Do you have the Karn? No, Imprint. Okay. Is it a TKS? Looks like a TKS to me. Isa TKS. I imagine you take K command here. Then we'll take 2 down to 17. Down to 16, actually. Yep. They know about the Seiju now as well. Draw. Three in hand. Next turn they have Karn, if they have it. I mean, I would just hold up K command, hold up Saga. Vexing Bobble's not doing much here right now unless they get towards Ultine and Ugin. So I think we just hold then. Alright. So they won't attack the Fleshraker because we make the Saga construct into a 2-2 to block it. 2 crack map for what? These are mine. Alright, so we're likely going out the Beseiju. Mindstone triggers, yield to all. Yield to all. He's a map. And combat. Weird. So I can K command X equals 2. We can tap sack, make a construct, block, and block. Oh, I guess I can't do it that way. So that tells me they probably have a K command in hand, right? That's my only explanation for this construct. Block. Weird. Okay. Why would you give me that for free? Saga trigger. There's Blade. Do I tap Saga or do I make a construct? If I make a construct, I can make green, but I don't have another land for Beseiju. We also could go Needle Name Map. Needle Name Map is appealing, but I still kind of want to Beseiju their land. I will make a construct. No. We'll float. I will float. And go Pithy Needle Name Map. Expedition Map. You should have cracked that prior to the resolution. So now map is offline. We can K command X1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they can cast everything in their deck right now is the problem. I suppose we can go K command X2, ramp scry draw. We have a green source then from drum. Done. Rumble Temple. I do want to land here. Linking top draw Temple. And then do we play the Blade or do we hold? Next turn we have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can play the Devourer as a blocker. Thinking I just Beseiju what? Mine? Yeah, I think we just Beseiju mine here. And Beseiju. And we'll pass at that point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. We can block the TKS with a spawn. Lab. No imprint. Is it a Karn? No. 7. He has an Ugin. So the nice part about Vaccine Bauble here is it does stop Ugin's ult. Okay. So the clock isn't as bad as it could be. I'll block. We draw. Let's cast Rumble to start. So I will cast... Let's go green. Green. Our green colorless Rumble. There's Emrakul. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? Or one short? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we're one short. So next turn we can... In that case, we probably don't want to play Devourer. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I'd be one short then. Damn. I will play Bauble. So again, Bauble stops Ugin ult. I'll play the Blade. And I suppose I will equip the Blade to spawn. And we'll pass. And we'll hold. This way if he sacks spawns, at least my spawn will get bigger. Ugin Plus, that's fine. Actually, if we can Emrakul, we can get rid of their entire deck. That's really funny. Do you have a TKS? What do you got here? Looks like a TKS. That's unfortunate. So it strips the Emrakul. Damn. Yield to all. Emrakul is down. We're gonna have to play a Devour next turn then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so we can't block either. Damn. You're one short of the Emrakul. I guess if I hadn't blocked with the spawn, then I would have had enough. Yeah. And I guess we knew about the Rumble with the K command. 2. Warping Whale. Rude. So now we need a land for even a Devourer. So we're gonna go to the 6. Take 4. I actually need a soul land. Yeah, I just need blockers here. Draw. Well, that's really unfortunate. Because 2, 4, 5, 6 short ones. So I think the only thing I can do here is crack Bauble, draw a card, pray. Oh. Well, so this is a bit annoying because we can play the Broodscale, but we can't do anything after. Like, what do we do after that is the problem, right? We can cast the Broodscale. We can adapt. We can equip. We're not dead. I mean, I suppose Broodscale. So then we can adapt. Yeah, if either one of these were a finisher, we would have had the win. But now we likely just lose to Ugin Alt. Let me equip. I mean, they know that we just have Devourer. Is there any reason for me to even go off? No. I guess we'll just pat. I guess actually, hold on. I should play the Devourers. What am I talking about? I don't think it matters. They'll Ugin Alt and then they win. Yeah. I should have still played the Devourers, admittedly. Because what did they exile? Let's see what they exile and go from there. There's Karn, TKS, etc. Oh yeah, the Fleshrakers kill me. What am I talking about? It's like trying to figure out, like, do I survive the turn? No, of course not. It's freaking Fleshraker. Alright, let's go to game 2. Yeah, I need that bobble to stick, and we just couldn't keep it. So what do we want here? Vexing Bubble's relevant. Soul Guide not so much. Damp Sphere, Flute, Thief, and we could argue Dismember. Cut Rumble, cut Flash. We can cut... We really can't cut many lands here, actually. We definitely need Thief. Damp Sphere. Do we need Flute? We can cut Bauble, we can cut Might, but we still need to cut 2, so maybe keep the Flute out. Keep Pith Needle Blade. Yeah, that's probably the best we can do. Let's run it back. On the play for game 2. We need a land. We can find out Devourer, though. Reveal. Trigger. Not the land I was hoping for, but it's a land I'll take. Drum. I guess actually, you know what, I should have actually cut the Dismembers. Cut Dismember and then kept the Flutes. Completely forgot that I brought those in. That's on me. So what can we do here? We could theoretically play the Broodscale, but there's no point in doing so. Let's probably just play the Rumble here. Is it a Mind Stone? Well, now I'm tempted to play the Brood because if they play Karn, we want to interact with it. Let's fire off the Rumble. There's Damp Sphere. Damp Sphere will help, but then there's Blade. Oh, come on now. You're really gonna have to make me choose between Blade and Damp Sphere here. Oh, boy. I mean, if they play a Karn, we're just ruined as it currently stands. So if we play Damp Sphere, it means that they can't play Karn next turn. Yeah, they're gonna have to go Damp Sphere. And pass. As much as I would have liked that Blade. And pass. You have 3 mana. You have a Flash Rake. Opponent's passing. We draw. Grove. Cast the Broodscale. And pass. So we can adapt next turn. Or rather on their end step, we can adapt. Okay, there's tower. They'll play tower. You have Karn. You could Karn plus. Then Broodscale hits it down to 3. TKS. TKS ETBs. Dismember. Black. 1. And passing full. Probably should take the Rumble here. I guess the K command though. No, yeah, Rumble's the right choice. Because I can't pay for it just yet. The K command, that is. We draw. Devour's not what I wanted to see. I will adapt. Always yes, always yield. I will cast K command. Ramp Scry Draw? Or do I hold it for a turn? We could hold it for a turn. We'll go to combat. I haven't played a land though. I like my land drop. Okay, fine. And done. Saga, that's perfect. Play Saga and pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One short of Devourer, but next turn we're likely to make constructs anyways. And pass. It is a land. You have 5 mana now. He's a Karn. He's a Karn. Plus on Mindstone as a blocker. That's an option. Plus on nothing. We draw. Saga trigger. Cast Ancient Stirrings. Another K command. Actually, just go Pithy Needle. Yeah, Pithy Needle's right. Pithy Needle. Any order. Pithy Needle. Oh, that's right. I need to pay 2. Which means I can't activate the Saga, which kind of sucks, but it's worth. Karn, the Great Creator. And go to combat. Do we attack Karn still? Probably. Karn down to 3. And pass, because, yeah, then next turn we can go Blade. If they don't have blockers, we can win. I guess not win next turn, because we'd have to still attack down Karn, then equip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Short on your 7s, and passing. Draw. Ooh, it's a Blade. So in that case, I think Needles are only cards. So we're definitely going to make a construct. Yeah, make a construct. Tis a 4/4. We'll grab a Blade. So we can make an infinite board of tokens. Go to combat, attack Karn. Is Karn down? Karn is down. I can then equip the Broodscale. Sack. Always yield. And then I guess we haven't played anything yet, so we can go Blade. We can then equip. So what this allows me to do now is make an infinite board of infinite spawns. I'm going to make a million spawns. I was gonna basically say to my opponent that's what my intentions is. Of course, they don't have to concede to it, so it's whatever. Okay. Do I have to go through the process, or will you concede if you don't find an answer? This needs to be, what, 8 for the Devourers? Okay, they say if they don't find an answer, they'll concede. This needs to be 9 for the other Devourer. But they do have a draw step. Yep, I agree. You 1000% have a draw step. So basically, Bon and I have come to a agreement, or at least a mutual understanding, that I have made a million spawns with a million powered toughness. And then 9. Alright. And each Devourer is million/million. Alright. I, at that point, will pass. And pass. So it comes down to this draw, basically. I'm representing that each spawn is a million, each Devour is a million. Broodscale is in a million. And at that point, they need to basically find a way to sweep the board, right? They could theoretically try and find an EE to the point where they could EE the spawns, but that shouldn't matter because then the Broodscale and Constructs or the Broodscale and Devours are also a million. So this should more or less represent lethal. I don't foresee a way for them to get around it. They play a land. They have 7. Karn's still underneath Needle, so Karn's not an issue. Yep, that's fine. But again, Karn's underneath Needle, opponent will scoop. Alright, sounds good. We got there. Alright, so let's move the sideboard. And yeah, I'll take out these Dismembers. While the Dismember did help, admittedly, I will take those out. I will cut a lab for a gemstone and run it back. Alrighty. I mean, yeah, that's a keep. We can keep. Bottom Mulligan's down. Nope, keep 7. Reveal Devourer will pass. What do you exile? Let's see. Okay. Looking for Tron on 3, I will trigger. Damsphere or Saga? We do need a 3rd land. I think it goes Saga. Yeah, we'll go Saga. We'll play Saga on 1. I'll play the Blade and pass. On turn 2, we'll play the Broodscale and we'll set up for the combo. Yep. We draw. K command. Cast Broodscale. We're set up for the combo now. Crack map. And pass. You have Tron. You have interaction for the Broodscale is the question. Okay, there's Karn, so that's the interaction you needed. Plus Karn or minus Karn? Minus Karn for what? Guess you could go liquid metal coating, question mark? I'm not sure that's enough. Okay. Coating's fine. Do you have a Dismember in addition to Mindstone coating? Dismember. Damn. Alright, so now they have coding for next turn. Draw. Devourer. Float. Float for Needle name Karn the Great Creator. Play Grove. Cast Flesh Raker. And pass. And pass. We need lands, what we need. Devourer or Sire? Devourer's fine. Then coding. There's coding. And then passing. We draw. Target forest. That is fine. Draw. Ooh, hello. Well, we'll play the blade, trigger the flash. The good news is they can't attack with Karn anytime soon. Or attack with Devour, rather, anytime soon, unless they have another blocker for Karn. We'll pass. We have Cakeman next turn. We also have Broodscale. Not much I can do here, so we're going to pass in full. Crack Mindstone, draw a card. They have all the mana in the world. The question is, do I have anything to do with it? Ugin's Lab and no attacks? Really? You're attacking? Well, no block, down to 14. Do you have a blocker? Liquid Mellow Coating. I will let that resolve. Damp Sphere. I will cast Damp Sphere. Triggers. Always yield. Alright, go to combat. Swing at Karn. Karn goes down to 1. We will pass. Opponent's now down to 5 mana. We hold. Actually, there's no reason to hold. I can't do anything. We'll pass in full. 6 mana. There's another Karn. That's fine. To map. That's fine. Do you attack? Really? Bold moves Cotton. I'll take the 6 again. Yeah, I think so. Yep, we'll take the 6. Down the 8. Draw. Do we float for K Command X1 or just go Broodscale? I think we go Broodscale at the same time. Yeah, we'll let that resolve. We'll go Broodscale. Another Devourer. That's one thing I will say about this version is that Devourers in many cases are just sometimes a dead card. It's not really dead, but like when we're kind of in these grindy matchups, it doesn't feel great. Go to combat. Attack flesh at Karn. So now we can adapt. We can block with a spawn, adapt, and keep the spawn, basically. Ping them for 1 if they attack. I don't foresee them attacking, though. They need to keep the card on board. Yeah, exactly. Alright. I will adapt the Broodscale. Always yield. Always yes, always yield. Draw. Interesting, they didn't activate coding. Play Blade of the Blood Chief. Ping. At this point, I'll pass and hold K command. No attacks. Crack map for what? For power plant. That's fine. So now you have 7 again. I guess actually you have 8. Okay. Combat. No attacks. Go to end step. I will cast K command question mark or hold. K command X equals 1 deals 2 or deal K command X2. I want to do this now. I kind of want to find Thief if I can help it. 1, 2, 3. And done. Can't believe I have all 3 blades on board right now. Triggers, looking for a Thief. Rumble can help me find Thief, so I'll draw Rumble. Trigger down to 9. I mean, the Flesh Raker alone might just kill them at this rate. We draw. Coding will resolve. Flute, so we can flute coding. Let's first fire off Rumble. Emrakul. 5, 6, 7, 8. Not really looking good for that, so I think we just grab Temple then. Triggers. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So next turn we could, if we go to M step and they haven't played anything, we could flute name Coding and then play Devourer. I think that is the play. Land. All the mana in the world at this point. We're down to 9. The problem is this Flesh Raker will eventually just kill them through sheer value. And we still have answers in the way of Thief of Existence for Karn. What say you, opponent? So like I said, end step, flute, name, coding. Unless they play something like Ugin here, in which case then if they play Ugin, we'll play flute name Ugin. Opponent's pausing here. I mean, okay, so what do you have here? 7? No, it's a K command. K command ramps scry draw? Or do you exile something? Scry draw, exile, Flesh Rake. X equals 7. Do I hold flute then? If I play flute now, it gets me the mana for Devourer. The problem is then they have 7 blockers. They can start chipping away. Scry. Oh, actually, no, they aren't making spawns. Okay, yeah. Hold on. We will cast Flute. Flute. We'll name Coding. And then yield to all. Name liquid metal coating. So coating's now offline. Flesh Raker will die. I can play Devourer, which can start striking Karn. They can't attack because of Devour, or because they can't attack because we have Broodscale on board. What do you find in your 7 is the question. If I draw into Emrakul, we can cast Emrakul as well. That'd actually be the best case scenario, I think, here. 1 top 6 bottom draw. Wild. Oh, I think you're right. We are still at 6 Swift Sphere. Damn, we need a land. Forgot about that. Alright. Yeah, we are on short. We need a land. Ask and you shall receive. Cast Devourer. Ugh, because Devourer doesn't have a target, I have to click on all the blade triggers. Saga's nice because then we can make constructs as well starting next turn. No attack. What did you put on top is the question. We'll pass. You're gonna have access to 4 mana, so no Emrakul. Three in hand. So what did you put on top? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You could K command X7 again. Or is this a Sire? Sire would be an issue, but looks like a K command to me. Exile, make tokens, attacks with Devourers, your thought process? Yeah. I mean, we'll take the 6 down to 2. Not much I can do about that, I don't think. Well, Broodscale sticks. We can make constructs starting next turn. We draw. Drum. So let's first off and foremost go Broodscale, attack at Karn. If they have another K command or dismember, I guess they actually have the K command. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so Broodscale at Karn. Triggers. What I need it right now is a thief. We just haven't found it. Play the Springleaf and pass. So you can make a construct that's actually big enough to rival the Devourer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Combat. End step. Make a construct. If they had the K command, they would have attacked and won. So you don't have that. Tis an 8/8. We will draw, trigger. I'll make another construct. Nine. We'll grab our last blade. They're 10/10s. We'll play the temple. We'll go to combat. I think I ignore Karn at this point and just start going face. Triggers all 4 blades. Alright. End step. Passing. No attacks. 3 in hand. They play a waste. Draw. Temple. Go to combat. We could attack with 2, but I generally am concerned about K command here. How many K commands have they played? 1, 2, only 2. Because I K command my Broodscale. If I attack with both, then we lose, right? It's probably best to just attack with 1. Not ideal, but I think it's correct. Triggers. And passing. Is it a Cyrus 7 death? Ugin. Ugin is a bit of a problem. It's now a 2-turn clock. Plus Ugin draw a card. Means we also don't have lethal on board anymore. So I need to do what? I mean, we need to attack down Ugin's what I need to do. Ballista. Drawing all the wrong cards. The constructs are 11/11s. At least we can have a blocker. We need to attack down Ugin. So all cards at Ugin. Hold back the Broodscale. Block and block. Triggers. If I can just find a Thief of Existence, we win. And pass. Plus with Ugin. So now we need to do something about Ugin this turn or we lose to Flesh Rakers. There's a Sire. Devourer. So now they have 4 blockers, so I can't deal any damage to Ugin as it stands. So I either need Flute or Thief. Do we have enough for Emrakul? No, we're short on Emrakul. So we either need Flute or Thief here. We draw. K command allows me to dig a bit. Actually. K command allows me to exile a spawn, make tokens. Yeah, exile spawn, make tokens. So exile spawn, make tokens. Done. And then go to combat. Attack all at Ugin. So you'll need to block the constructs, otherwise Ugin is down. You can kill one of my cards. Coming down to the wire. Blocks the Broodscale, blocks a construct, blocks a construct. Ballista will get in for 2 triggers. We have a blocker for the Devourer, so we're not dead yet. Next turn we can also play our own Devourer again. Wait, what just happened? Wait, what? Magic Online has encountered an error. The system will attempt replay to its last known stable state and retry the last action. Huh. Well, shit. What do? Do we just play it out? They go, I have no idea. I don't either. Okay, well, I guess I'll keep. What the fresh hell? Devourer revealed. Wait, how they have a power plant revealed? That makes no sense. Devourer revealed. Pass? What? Can someone check the Discord and see if people are reporting that issue? Because I guess I'll just do it right now. Where is it? Where are you? Did anyone else's match just restart? If you don't do well, you can log a ticket. That's true. I think your triggers broke Moto. That wasn't even that many triggers though. What the fresh? We'll take the lab. We don't need to go for sphere yet. Tuck Emrakul. Cast ball. Actually, I guess we can cast ball for 0 next turn and then sphere. Yeah, I guess that's probably the play. I'll pass. Because we can flesh ball sphere. Yeah. Okay, so we will draw. It also white bordered my cards. Oh yeah, look at that. They are white border now. Temple. Flesh. Flesh Raker. Needle's mana neutral, so needle name map. Or do we needle name car now and just get it out of the way? Oh yeah, look at that. My Flesh Raker triggers busted. Needle. I'm gonna say expedition map. And then ball for 0. Triggers. One, two, three, four, five, six. I guess I don't need the sphere then. So I'm actually just gonna pass. Since we've needled the map. We'll pass. I say as they're gonna play a mine. Yeah, maybe playing the sphere is a safer bet. They play their own flesh. Land. Brood. We can't play Brood. We play the sphere. I mean, we're just kind of playing a fire now. So I think we play the sphere. Alright, we'll pass. No attacks. And pass. We currently have 5 mana. There's Mindstone Trigger Flesh. It's Flesh Raker off. We draw. Flute. Yield all. Yield all. What is Flute naming? Actually, I'm going to return Emrakul to hand. And then pass. Just to avoid them naming lab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Would love a green source, admittedly. Green Sorcerer Broodscale would be good. They might just name Blade of the Bloodchief here, though. Yeah, no mention of anyone else's match resetting, so it must have been specifically because of the whatchamacallit. Because of my triggers. We can K command X equals 2. It's what? Mana positive by 1. Or we can hold. We'll just go off here. Ramp Scry Draw. Unfortunately, we can't exile their flash, otherwise I would. X equals 2. Triggers. And triggers. Resolve. There's Blade, there's Brood. Bottom Brood, top Blade, triggers. I guess Blade isn't mana neutral right now, but that's kind of fine. Because if we draw into a green source, we win. Opponent's down to 12. We'll pass. Lab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they have Devourer mana. Sire Ugin mana. Blade trigger, blade trigger. I guess I should have equipped 2 flash. K command target flash wouldn't have mattered, I suppose. So ramp, exile. X equals 5. Yeesh. So cast, equip. We can definitely block. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cast, equip, sack. Yeah, if we draw into a green source, we're good. Trigger. Draw. Of course. I suppose I'll equip Blade the spawn. And pass. That's really upsetting that happened because I feel like I had a good position. I was really in a good position. They'll attack with flash. I'll take the 2. What is this? Trigger blade. So it looks like K command to me. Do I just die here? Yeah, I just die here, don't I? Weird. That really sucks. So they'll surveil. Alright. I lose 2 Fleshraker triggers. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'm pretty sure I had the win before the game reset too. Was the problem because we got the Devour down. We had 2 lethal constructs on board as well. I'm pretty sure we had the win. Damn. Alright, well, not much we can do about that. We'll be back for match number 4. Alright, we're back for match 4 on the draw for game 1. I will mulligan. Yeah, we can keep this one. So we want to imprint, cast. Do we pitch the Emrakul? I think so. Alright. And pass. Castle Lochthwain. Castle Lochthwain. I haven't seen that card played in God knows how long. Trigger. Rumble. Temple, Devour, Soul God. I'm thinking going Rumble here. Then again, I kind of want to land because Temple. We don't have the Stirrings though, so I guess we can go Rumble. Yeah. Lab, Imprint, Cast, Stirrings. For land, question mark? Probably a land for next turn, yeah? Could be Necro. That's true. Maybe pull Boseiju then? Let's pull Boseiju. And pass. And pass. Because we can play Rumble Springleaf and still have enough for Boseiju. Mog. Bolt. 17. 2. Fresh hell is this? Oh, it's the stone. You take my Rumble? Big sad, but okay. Either that or the blade. I think you might have to... No, I mean, you don't have to take the blade, but you do. Okay, that's fine. So it's the, what, Soulstone? Whatever it is? Draw. Fleshy Rake. So in that case, we can Rumble. I will grab Temple. Play Temple. So now I could cast Flesh Rake and Drum. Flesh Rake. Drum. Triggers. Now we can hold up a Boseiju for Necro. And pass. Fellmire. Do you play Necro? Necrodominance. So it says at the beginning of your end step. So it doesn't matter when... I mean, we need basically go main, they phase change, we pop Necro. Green, tap, sack, pop. Pass. Surveil. 1, 2, 3, 4. What would I like to see here? I mean, Broodscale's not bad, admittedly. So I will cast the Broodscale. So Broodscale, Glaring Flesh Rake trigger. At this point, we just want to reduce their life total as much as possible. ETBs. Drum tap Broodscale, adapt. 1, 2. Soul Spike? Sure. Yield to all. I mean, they have 0 cards in hand now. And I feel like they should have probably went for the Flesh Raker, to be honest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need a land for Devourer. I guess they can Castle Lochthwain, draw 2. Or draw 1, take 2, rather. Return. Exile target creature, harness the terminus. Upkeep, return target creature card. What did you pitch? Shieldred Soul Spike, okay. Surgical the Brood, that's fine. We can still win without the Brood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I think I hold in case we draw into Emrakul. Yeah. We draw. Of course we draw into the blade now, for God's sake. Alright. Play the blade. It is a flesh rake. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll equip blade the flesh. And then swing in for 2. End step will return Devour to hand so we can exile the Soul Stone. Draw off Lockthwain down to 9. So even if they find the Necro, they can't do too much here. 2 Dothy Voidwalker. We can exile Voidwalk. Yep, that's fine. Put a pause on end step. Return Devour to hand. We draw. Oh. That's just lethal, right? We just go ramp exile you. And done. Voidwalk down. Blade triggers. Always yield. And triggers. And we just win. Down to 3. I guess that's true. Can Voidwalker even block? Can block. This creature can block or be blocked by only creature's shadow. I forgot about that. Forgot that Dothy can't block. Didn't matter. We still had lethal, so. But 1000% that's how shadow worked. I'm thinking it was it Fear? MTG Wiki. Is it Fear the one that you can block cards without Fear? Fear. Is that the one I'm thinking of? On black creatures, last creature to only be blocked by black or artifact creatures. Yeah, I guess that is what I'm thinking. And a while since I thought about Shadow, or Fear for that matter. Alright, so this is Necrodominance. And a while since I played against that. So, go to sideboard. We want Vexing Bauble. Might... I'm gonna guess... like, Wastegate, Battle Mage, Flute... What do we want? What do we want here, actually? Soul Guide, probably not. Vexing Baubles, yes. Pithy Needle? I don't think we have much that we need for Pithy Needle. Yeah, so Needle out, might sticks. We could go Wastegate or Thief. Could also go Flute. Flute name Necro, Flute name Soul Spike if they land Necro. We can also cut 1 lab. So we have enough for 3 more slots. Maybe just go Wastegate Battle Mage here. Do we need Dismember for Dothy Shieldred maybe? Maybe. Or is Wastegate better? Let's run it back like this. The Dismembers might be better for Shieldred and for Dothy, admittedly. I like this hand, though. Alright, we will keep. I'll reveal, I'll play, I'll exile, and pass. So we can play Saga on 1. East a Swamp. East a Thoughtseize? East a Thoughtseize. Takes the K command. Bit annoying, but that's fine, because we can go Saga on 1. So unless they curve out to Necro, we should be able to Vexing Bauble. Trigger Devourer. What we got? There's Blade. I don't necessarily need Blade, though. But I also don't need, like, Templar Lab either, for that matter. Do we go for Devourer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'd be short 1 on Devourer, so maybe we do go Blade. Yeah, we'll grab Blade. Saga. Talisman. Blade. Pass. And pass. So yeah, as long as they don't play Necro on curve, we can, whatchamacallit, Vexing Baubles, so that way they can't Soul Spike me to death. And we draw into a Broodscale in a good spot as well. Fetch Bloodstained Mire. Doth the Voidwalker. Yep. Okay. That is fine. We draw. No, K command. So we can K command Dothy. Ramp Scrydraw, or Exile Scrydraw? Seems... Well, I kind of want to ramp. Do I care about Dothy, I guess, is the question. Dothy hitting me for 3 is a bit annoying, but is it really that relevant? Probably not. So in that case, maybe I just hold the K command, ignore Dothy. Otherwise, I guess we could K command X equals 3. And try and find what? Vexing Bauble? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, we don't really have much in hand. So maybe just pass and hold. They're not gonna Thoughtseize me. The worst thing they can do here is probably Necro. Yeah, I think we just hold. We'll hold. Do you have Necro? Yeah, the best card we could draw off top would have been either Flute or... Okay, no Necro. Which means now we can Vexing Bauble. Okay, so the best thing that we could have found off top was Flute or Bauble. Thoughtseize in response. And done. We do need to sequence this correctly, though. Let's see what we find. K command, lands. I'm gonna say bottom lab, top K command, top grove, draw grove. So that way they just see lands. And then I'll pass. K command is in exile, but I like they can play it. It'd be for X equals 0 since it's free. We'll take the 3 down to 17. And we will draw. Trigger. Do I make a construct? It's tempting. And then we just hold up the K command again. Yeah, I'll make a construct. Hold up the K command. And then I will grab Vexing Bauble. I suppose we could go Haywire Might, but I think the Bauble... Well, so the difference between Might and Bauble is the fact that Baubles stop Soul Spike. Haywire Might can stop the Necro, but I'm pretty sure they probably kept removal. So I think the Vexing Bauble is correct. Play the Grove, and then we'll pass holding up K command again. Yeah, Bauble does stop Voidwalker as well. That is true. That is true. Is a land. Three for Necro. Necro's fine. We'll take another 3 down to 14. End step. Triggers. How much you want to pitch, friend? Down to 7. Fetch Marsh Flats down to 6. Tis a swamp. Yeah, I mean, if I just find Emrakul, if I find Ballista, I just win, right? March for 4. March for 4 is fine. That will resolve. Trigger Blade. Alright. They pitched what? Trawler? Profane Tutor? Okay, command. Ramp Scry draw again. X equals 4 this time. Triggers always yield. Resolve. Flute Fleshraker Rumble. Stirrings. What do I want here? Fleshraker is an option, but doesn't necessarily win me the game right now. Fleshraker down. March deals X damage 2 less, so they can't play anything for free. I'm gonna say Flute bottom. I'm gonna say maybe top just and dig deep here. Top draw. So we're looking for Broodscale and a finisher. So let's start. Of course, I actually passed through. Okay, second main. Stirrings. Green. There's Emrakul. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But if we find something off a Rumble, yeah, I think we go for Emrakul. Well, I guess actually we could Broodscale. Broodscale Rumble? Yeah, Broodscale Rumble's pretty free. Broodscale. Play Grove. Cast Broodscale. We'll take a life rather than giving you life. And float. Broodscale. Well, now I kind of wish I'd taken the... whatchamacallit. I will equip. Do I want another green source just in case? And another green source isn't a bad idea, so I will sack. Equip. And then sack. Trigger. Always yes, always yield. Green, you'll gain a life. Rumble. Devour isn't really what I wanted, admittedly. But I guess we can Devour Necro. Right now I'm not too worried about Dothy, I don't think. Yeah. Grab the Devourer. And that is 3. I guess I should... I guess I can't do it that way. 4. And then 3 more. So I don't care about Dothy right now since I have the Vaccine Bauble. So I'll just take out the Necro and yield to all. At that point, I'll pass and hold an off chance they try and march the Brood. And they're at 11 right now. I can only imagine they still have push. One black push, question mark? No, not push. What is this? Pest control. Well, we'll sack. So, in response, I'll pop the bauble, draw a card. Grove doesn't really do much. I mean, I'll just keep on sacking with the Brood here. Good to say Brood is million / million question mark. So asking them basically is it cool if we just say the Broodscale is million that they die to combat damage? No? Okay. We'll be here a bit then. Like I don't know. It's a bit silly to me. Like we can communicate and we can talk. So like I don't know why there's a reason why we can't just like make the agreement that Broodscale in this case is a million. Like we do that in paper already. Because basically I need to make this so big they could never kill it with March. If that's their only way to kill it, right? Which I can't imagine that's their only way to kill it. I can only imagine they have push or some form of non-conditional removal. So how big do I need to make it? Costs 2 less. Let's assume they run 20 lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in their deck, they should have probably another 14 lands. They have 45. So they have 45. It's your clock. I mean, yeah, but like, I already have won game 1. If this Broodscale survives, I win. So like, why would I not just do this until I can ensure it doesn't die to something absurd? So I mean, I think 45 minus 14, 31. I mean, they can theoretically, if they drew their entire deck, make it a March for, I don't know, 60 some odd. But I don't think that's probably necessary. We'll just go up to 40. I think that's fine. Alright, 40 should be enough. I say as it's somehow going to die. That would be nice if they did it that way, yeah. Alright, we'll pass. I mean, you can't block right now because of Dothy. They might not realize that either, is the funny part. It was a 44-44. Have they played their land for turn? They have not, no. I guess what I should have theoretically done is established... Okay, they marched that, that's fine. So I was right about March, Dothy. You can get a blocker now in the way of Devourer, I guess. Yeah, so I guess what I should have done theoretically is made Devourer bigger, or equip Blade to Devour after end step. Yeah. They have no cards in hand though. And we'll draw. Beseiju. You can hold that for Necro. Go to combat, swing for 44. Yeah, I should have made Devour bigger. Equip the blade to it, yada yada yada. Alright. And hold Beseiju. So even if I play a Necro now, I'll just get popped. Draw. Take 2 down to 15. Push or bust. What say you, opponent? I mean, considering that MTGO broke when 12 triggers went on the stack with Blade of the Bloodchief, yeah, probably. You're probably correct. That MTGO would break after if we had the ability to type in, you know, do the loop a million times, right? Which still baffles me that MTGO broke from 12 triggers. Makes zero sense. Like, again, Titan has more triggers go on the stack than friggin' 12, so what's the difference? Maybe it's the fact that I had them all yield? Yeah, I don't know. Just seems weird. Opponent, you have 2 cards in hand. What can you possibly be thinking about? I mean, opponent's just sandbagging at this point. Like, what's their outs? If you have a push, you push. If you don't have push, you lose. If you have a blocker, you play the blocker. If you don't have a blocker, I win. There's no thought to be had here, right? GG's. What's happening here? I'm going to say that opponent got up and walked away from their keyboard. That'd be my guess at this point. So we're going to pause the recording here and be back once we have priority. All right, we're back for match 5 on the play for game 1. Yeah, I mean, we're looking at Broodscale. We'll reveal the Devourer. Trigger. K command. Yeah, we'll go for K command. We could also go for Flush Rake, but I think K command's correct. We could go for Stirrings. But we have the K command on top. That Stirrings doesn't make sense. So yeah, Temple. Temple pass. And pass. Oh no, it's Titan. I'm in danger. He's a grazer. Bounce land or utility land? Vestige. Amulet? No. Interesting. I don't know if I agree with playing the Vestige there, but I'm curious now. How do you want to proceed then? We could Saga and pray for a Brood, or we could just go K command X2. I think the K command X2 might be correct. We'll go Temple, we'll go K command and pray. He is a Vesuva. Vestige. I'm really confused now. What's going on? Green. You have 3. Okay, there's a Spelunky. Okay, I guess that makes sense if he had nothing else. So did he really have just triple Vestige and that's it? Beseiju. So maybe they're trying to get to 6. Go to end step. So I need something here. What do I need? A Haywire Mite would actually be really good. We could get rid of Spelunking. Because next turn they could bounce land and Titan. Needle's not... Actually, Needle is doing something because we can name Mirror Pool. At least cuts off the full line. We'll draw. Devour. I guess we just Devour Spelunking at that point. Yep, Saga. And Devourer. I was kind of hoping that we might find something else, but we'll get rid of Spelunkin. We'll pass. So now they don't have a Amulet effect, which is good. We have Saga. Okay, well, oh, fine. No land, though. Draw. Saga trigger. Play Grove of the Burn Willows. I will cast Stirrings. Another Saga, another Blade. Another Blade isn't a bad idea. We're gonna have Devourer. Another Saga is also tempting, but I think we might go Blade. In case they pop a Blade. I suppose. The next question is, do I Needle Mirror Pool here? I think I have to. Maybe I go another Saga. 1, 2, 3, 4. Saga for next turn? Or Blade? We'll go Blade. Grab the Blade, any order. I will cast Blade of the Bloodchief. I'll cast Needle. Name Mirror Pool. So that way it cuts off their Titan lines. We'll go to combat. No block. Trigger Blade. I guess I should have equipped it, actually. I'll have grown it. There's Simic Growth Chamber. Okay. So they had the bounce land. They'll pop up Beseiju, would be my guess. Yep. There's Titan. So now you can't go for the Mirror Pool lines, but you can haste. Yep, you can haste. So go Crumbling Vestige and Hainmere Battlements. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked, actually. Next turn we can at least Devour the Titan. And we can Devour the Titan. They still can't Mirror Pool with Needle. Yeah, I guess not attacking may have been the right call. Lotus Field, Lotus Field. Do you have a second Titan? Interesting. So no hasty Titan unless you have another Titan. Okay. Sacking. Titan number 2. You can only haste 1, though. Pact. Bold move. Oh, Aftermath Analyst. That's a problem. Aftermath. But... okay. So if Aftermath, they do have Infinite Boseiju. Right? At this point, they have Infinite Boseiju. Well, they can't haste Titan. Actually, no. No. What's the play here? They don't have Shifting Woodland. They can't haste the Titan. So what's the play here? They can Boseiju the Needle, but that's fine. They can Boseiju the Saga, but that's fine. They need double green for Pact now. Huh. 8, 11 mana. Okay. Pact again? Titan. Okay, so at this point, Titan can go for Shifting Wood. I mean, I'm just going to let them go off. This is a decent example of, like, I'm going to make sure they know the lines because it's possible they mess up. It's not a deterministic win. If they know their lines, which it seems like they do, they should win. Yep, there's 4 types in Yard. Not much I can do about that. I think we're losing. They beside you for the Needle, for the Mirror Pool line. There's the Aftermath Analyst. So theoretically speaking, at this point, they can beside you my entire board. They need to, of course, play beside you in order for that to work, though. So far, they haven't. All right. So you have infinite mana, but no haste. You can infinitely beside you. That is true. Do I care, though? Question mark. I mean, I guess at that point, we're left with 3 forests. So 4 mana total, that's it. Yeah. Okay. So we're not dead. We at least got turns. Okay. You also will need 8 mana on upkeep not to lose. So what's the game plan here? You gain 3 mana every time you do the loop. Sure. We know you have Beseiju in hand, but then what? You're not putting more cards in the yard, especially if Needle and Mirror Pool. So you can't Mirror Pool to gain more. You can't haste the Titans either. So what's the play? I'm confused here. Red. They tap something for red. So maybe they do have a way to haste? I think they've already played a land for turn, though, didn't they? They played Lotus Field? No, they played Lotus Field off a Titan, so that's not it. What is the play here? Okay. Again, I should have put freaking Blade of the Blood Chief on the Devour. The Devour would be freaking huge at this point. That's my bad. What is the thought process here? They've been picking up lands as well off the bounce land. So they're making less mana, right? Wait, why are they making less mana? Yeah, they've been playing. Have they? Oh, okay, that explains it. That explains it now. They've been picking up lands. I just realized, I'm like, wait, cards are going back to hand. Why are they going back to hand? Because they want to draw off the Cultivator Clause. That's smart. That's smart. I can appreciate that. Do they hit the right cards is the question. Beseiju Legend Rule. I don't think they did. I don't think they hit the right cards. No, they didn't. No haste. There's Saga, there's Mycosynth Gardens, but they haven't gotten there yet. Okay. So they have 5 cards in hand. Again, they at this point could just Beseiju my board. So they have Cultivator Colossus, a Titan, and Beseijus for days. They still do need 8 mana on their upkeep, though. Can they do that between the bounce and the Lotus Fields? Because they have 5 pickup triggers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I guess they will have enough. Okay. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 7. It looks like they're just going to continue going for the Aftermath Thanos loops at this point. Yes. Then Beseiju my board, basically. Yes. Okay. So I will use the ability for a forest. You need to pop my Saga next, otherwise I will explore. Okay, I will make a construct. Not that I think it matters, because you can just pop the construct as well. There's one more step for you to go through. Amulet, sure. You still don't have enough mana right now for the pay for the packs. Titan. Oh shit, you found another Titan. And that will get them to lethal. Yep. Because now the mirror pool's online. And now they can haste. And what they can do is they can haste all 4 Titans. They presented to me that they know what the hell they're doing. I will concede at this point. They figured out the lines. They're presenting lethal. I will concede. Alright, let's go to sideboard. Alright, so we cut the gemstone. Vaccine Vobble's relevant. Soul Guide's relevant. Needle's relevant. Might's relevant. We can cut Rumble Flash. Warping Well is relevant to some degree. Stamp Sphere is necessary. Like, Vaccine Vobble stops Pact, that's it. So we can actually probably pitch Pact. Soul Guide Lantern does cut off certain lines, so it is tempting. It's mainly the Aftermath Thanos lines. But maybe not. Because we do want... I feel like Wasescape and Flute. I want both of those. Yeah, sideboarding here is going to be rough. Like, we could go below 20 lands, I guess. But, like, having Wastegate Battle Mage is good. Having Flute is good. Damn Sphere is also good. I don't think I can go below 20 lands. What do I cut here? Do we cut Stirrings? No. Alright, I guess we'll run it back like this then. So Damn Sphere, Wastegate in, and leave it at that. Yeah, run it back. Another reason why I don't like the lab version, there's so few cards we can cut. Emrakul, Stirrings. Yeah, we can make it work. Don't really want to cut Ballista because we want a certain number of threats for the finisher. Trigger. Temple Broodscale. We'll grab the Brood. Oh, that's kind of rough though. Play the Grove and pass. Yeah, Stirring's on 1 after Devour is kind of rough. Amulet Vigor. Draw. Grove. Rumble. There's Beseiju. There's Lab. Broodscale, Beseiju, Drum, grab Lab. I think we grab the Lab here, try and fill the yard for Emrakul. Yeah, I think so. We'll pass and pass. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think I see the line. Question is whether or not we survive long enough to execute it. Oh, Jesus Christ. They could go for the turn 2 win. Oh, hold on. Hold the phone. Imprint. Cast. Do you have Dismember? I think that's your out, right? Cast the Brood. Cast the Blade. Equip the Blade. Sack the Spawn. Always yield. Always yes. Always yield. Emrakul's how much? 9. Do you concede to an Emrakul? You do not? Alright. Okay, they do. Cool. I always start with like Emrakul because maybe they'll just concede to it. Rather than, okay, I guess I'll have to K command for X equals, what, 45? So, I'm glad that opponent scooped there. Alright, we do want the gemstone. We can cut a lab. I guess we'll just run it back as is. Might's good. We like Might. We like Flash Rake. We like K command. I like everything here is the problem, but I do want a cavern, gemstone cavern. So I think a gemstone cavern's pitch the talisman. Yeah, I think that's right. Because we want to be able to might on one. So I think I pitch the talisman. Yeah, but then we don't have double colorless is the problem. So would I pitch a forest instead? Maybe. Yeah, we'll pitch a forest instead, because we already have a green source. We have colorless green, and then double colorless. Yeah, we'll pitch the forest. Alright. So they play Amulet on one, we can might it. Grazer, Grazer's fine. They play a Saga, I might it. You play a bounce land, pick up a Seiju. Okay. We draw K command. I don't think they have the ability to go off this turn. Would they Beseiju the Might? That's actually a really interesting question. Would they Beseiju Might? I think they would. It would be worth it to them to do so. But then we ramp. X equals 2. Interesting. I think the Might's more valuable than the ramp. Alright, we'll pass. We'll hold. They shouldn't be able to win this turn, is the good news. So they might Spelunking. Painweir. There's Spelunking. Yep. I mean, we'll pass in full at this point. So we can get rid of Spelunking of Might. Crumbling Vestige. 2. Do you have an Explorer? Or do you Beseiju? Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's a problem. A problem that even Might can't fix. Ooh, interesting. So we can Wastegate Battle Mage, get rid of Amulet of Vigor. I think I have to do that. But is Wastegate Battle Mage more valuable than Might? There is the possibility of going for the full 5 if I draw into a soul land, specifically a temple here. So maybe the Might's better. And let's cast the Might. Might target Amulet. Because Amulets can stack, Spelunking cannot. So we'll get rid of the Amulet of Vigor. Actually, should I hold this? On the off chance they misplay? Yes, I should. It's unlikely to happen, but it's possible. We'll pass. Actually, no, there's no real misplay they can make, right? Scape shift. Maseju, yeah. So I think we just have to scape shift here, or might here, and then pass. And I'm pretty sure they can go Lotus Field, Bounce Land, T-West. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lotus Field, Bounce Land, T-West with 4. And I think that gets them the win. Because then they can T-West for Aftermath Analyst. And then they can Besage my board, which leaves me a 3 forest. Which is admittedly less than ideal. I guess theoretically I could have... Oh, interesting. Why not Lotus Fields? Huh. Okay. So we have enough for T-West. 5, 8, minus 3 is 5. Oh, you have something in hand? There's the Titan, okay. So now Titan can go Lotus Field. I guess it can go Lotus Fields, Shifting Wood. I guess you also have Mirror Pool lines? No, but you didn't keep your color sources. Yeah, you could have went Mirror Pool, but now you can't. Because, yeah, you could have went Lotus Field Mirror Pool, but it would have required you to hold up a colorless source. But since they didn't, now they can't go Mirror Pool. So you can go Lotus Field 8. That kind of keeps you... Yeah. No. Unless you have something in hand. I think they messed up. Yeah, I think they messed up now. At least that's what I'm seeing. I do wonder if I should have played the Might last turn, or the turn before last. Maybe they would have besaged it. Maybe then they wouldn't have enough have had enough lands. Maybe that's pretty speculative. I think trying to save the Might for when it's relevant was probably correct. Then we can Wayscape next turn, get rid of Spelunking. If we draw into a Temple, we can bounce the Titan off board. I mean, yeah, Titan by itself is good, don't get me wrong. If I can bounce to the hand, though, that'd be perfect. Get rid of Spelunking, bounce to the hand. And that's why I played the Wayscape, or I kept the Wayscape, so we could potentially pull that line. So they have T-West in hand, and no matter what they're short, so I think their best bet is Red Source Haste. Yeah, Red Source Haste and call it. No, they definitely messed up. They should have went Lotus Field, T-West Bounce Land, and that would have been enough to win, because then they would have had 2 Lotus Fields, 1 Amulet effect, and then they could have Aftermath Analyst, and then went Titan Mirror Pool, and then won. So they 1000% messed up. I know that for certain. I played Titan. What the fresh what? Oh, because Hainmir's in Yard. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, they 1000% messed up. They could have won. Thankfully they didn't. And even then, even if we don't look at that, they could have Crumbling Vestige I'm glad I got rid of this first amulet. They could have held up a color source for Mirror Pool, and they didn't. Oh boy. I mean, if you're looking for a good deck, Amulet Titan's it's a good choice, but you do need to put in a lot of time into it. Interesting. Going Growth Chamber and Beseiju. Weird. Okay. Temple or Bust? I mean, Temple will still allow them to replay Titan is the problem. Draw. Flesh Rake. Not really what I was looking for. I mean, we can go Flesh Rake into Flesh Rake, but next turn they should be able to Mirror Pool. And with that Mirror Pool, I think they should... they should just win. They've shown at least some competency, but they definitely messed up. I will say Titan, yeah, Titan definitely is not your best first choice. I don't think I have a line. I mean, even if I had a land to bounce the Titan, that would have been something, but now we're just in an awkward position. I think we lose. Because the best, I think, like, we could just go Flesh Raker pass. We could Wastegate Battle Mage, get rid of Amulet of Vigor. We could K-Command. K-Command really doesn't do anything. That was Beseiju. We just go Flesh Raker and pass? Does Flesh Raker even cut it? Wastegate Battle Mage kick a Amulet? I guess I'll just Wastegate Battle Mage kick the Amulet. I'll pass. Yeah, Titan, I think, like, as much as it isn't a meme, like a genuine meme, that Titan has always been good and always the best deck, yada, 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 it truly is. Like, I think it's harder to play on digital because of all the triggers, but realistically speaking, it is, in my opinion, probably the best deck in the format. What is this? Do you have another Titan in hand? T-West, okay. Yep, T-West. Summoner's Pact for 2, 4, 5. You haven't played a land for turn. Echoing Depths for Gruel Turf bounce, Simic Growth Chamber. So that should be enough for Pact into Aftermath Analyst. Gruel Turf, untapped, bounce, Simic, or Vestige. I guess you could just do Vestige. And then you can Pact now, play Aftermath Analyst, then attack with Titan. I guess, yeah, because Aftermath Analyst isn't at sorcery speed, which is kind of insane to think about. That card definitely needed some restrictions on it. I think sorcery speed would have helped a lot. Is it sorcery speed? Actually, hold up. Nope, no, it's not. I don't think so. Because, yeah, now you can attack. Yep. Attack. I'll take 6, down to 10. So now you go Lotus Field, since you have shifting woodlands, in Yard. So Lotus Field, sacrifice, Simic, Crawling Vestige. Keep the Lotus Fields on board. I guess you can also just go off on my turn, and again, Beseiju everything, leave me with 3 forest. I don't think I have an out, but I don't think they presented lethal either. Yep, Lotus Field makes sense. Yeah, they haven't presented lethal. And they don't play this right. They lose the pack trigger. Sacrifice Lotus Field. And some growth. Okay. Crack Aftermath Analyst? You still don't have Mirror Pool, do you? But you do have T-West. So you can pick up T-West. So I'm not dead. They can't kill me this turn. But do I have an out with 3 forests on the field? Probably not. I'll be real. I probably do not. I guess there isn't... No, is there even an argument for me to have held the K command? I guess there was an argument for me to hold the K command, because I could have then exiled Aftermath Analyst before its trigger resolved. Yeah, I suppose I could have done that, actually. Yeah, I guess that's true. Audubara bounce Wayscape. That's fine. Again, they don't have lethal this turn. Beseiju. Yes. Isa Forest. Oh, one of my forests got exiled. It did, damn. When did that happen? Oh, I exiled my forest to my gemstone. Shit. So I'm gonna be left with 2 forests? Yeah, I don't think I can do 2. So yeah, I think maybe what I should have done is I should have held up K Command X1 to exile the Aftermath Analyst, knowing that they had the T West in hand. Yeah, that probably would have been right in retrospect. That way they can't loop. Again, not that I think it necessarily matters, because I think I'm dead regardless. Because I would have been left with, let's say, Forest, Grove, Gemstone, right? They would have hit me for another 6 down to 10. And that would be it, more or less. But now they can theoretically Beseiju loop me. I guess they still have to pay for the pack trigger, right? 2 types in yard. Beseiju. Yes. Forest. Next turn they can kill me with Infinite Titans. Shifting Wood. Aftermath Analyst again. Would I have been dead next turn regardless? No, I'd be at 10. They'd have a Titan. I guess they could have went for Mirror Pool at that point and made 2, so they'd still have lethal. Yeah, they'd still have lethal. Yeah, 4 triggers on the stack still. They'll pick up a Beseiju, use a Beseiju. They need 4 mana for Pact. Picks up Beseiju. Uses Beseiju. And no. We'll fail to find. So now they just let the damage through, put me down to 10. Wait, why are you still going? Okay, so you just wanted the Aftermath Analyst on board? Wait, what? I'm confused. What's the thought process here? Why are we going again? You can't Beseiju me anymore. It's not Ghost Quarters. I guess maybe just sack different lands? Okay, I see. You just want the Lotus Fields on board. Sure. Yeah, okay. You still sacked a Lotus Field. Weird. Down to 10. Sure, we draw. Isa Beseiju. Funny enough, we can get rid of Spelunking, so they don't think they can win. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can get rid of Spelunking. We can also get rid of Shifting Wood. Is Shifting Wood more important than... T-West is also in hand, isn't it? It is. I guess the Spelunking is probably the more important piece here. So we just Beseiju Spelunking call it a day? Because then they can't Mirror Pool loop. Spelunking. I guess I could wait until upkeep. Any reason not to? Probably not. Trigger. Do you pay for the trigger? You do. I would hope so. Draw. You draw a card. I'll put Sage of the Spelunking. Pass. Saga trigger. I mean, I think you just attack of Titan, pass, attack of Titan, pass, right? They have no reason to do anything fancy here. Spelunking, okay. I think you should just attack of Titan, pass. Because I really can't interact with Titan in a meaningful way here. So trying to get fancy will lose you the game to your timer. Pact, okay. Titan, sure. You can haste a Titan if you go through a Aftermath Analyst loop. Yes. Did you already play Echoing Depths? You did, didn't you? So you can't go Depths here. You also don't have a red source. There's your red source. So they're trying to end the game on this turn. But, like, if they don't do this quickly, they lose to the timer. Wait, they picked up... Wait. They picked up Gruul Turf? Plays Gruul Turf. They didn't even tap it, did they? Okay. So now you can Shifting Wood. Yep. But now you don't have enough mana, do you? No, you don't have enough mana to activate the Aftermath Analyst. I guess that's 7. Put me down to 3. Uses Titan's ability. Saga triggers. Okay. We draw. Isa Stirrings. Cast Stirrings. We can do what? We have 3 types in Yard. I don't think I have anything. I can play a Wasescape. Isa Lab. I play a Lab. Triggers. No imprint. I play the Wasescape. I pass. I don't think they will time out here. I think they should have enough time to just F6, attack in. No shot. I'm so sorry, opponent, but, like, please, for the love of God, use your timer better. Alright, we'll take it. Alright. Yeah, they made a ton of mistakes. As someone who plays Titan, they made a ton of mistakes there. They had lethal so many ways around, and they just they botched it. Alright, well, we'll take the win. We'll be back for match number 6. Alright, we're back for match number 6 on the draw for game 1. We'll keep this. We have Blades. We're looking for Broodscale. We'll pass. We also are kind of short on lands, admittedly, so I kind of want lands. It's a Windswept Teeth Fetchin. It's Overgrown Tomb Shock on Gilded Goose. Looks like Samwise, if I had to guess. Draw. Isa Lab. Grove. Stirrings. Temple or Devourer? I think we want to go Temple, right? Yeah, we'll go Temple. And then any order and pass. Soul Guide is definitely a card we want to land here. I also want to hold up K Command to some degree. Because if they have Cat, we need Soul Guide. Well, speaking of Cat, there's Cat. I could play Samwise here on this turn. They don't have a sack outlet. 1, 2... 1, 2, 3, no. So they can't Court of Calling. Oh, hello. Well, that is interesting. So, how do we want to proceed here? We can K-command cat, right? We can K-command cat, make a spawn. We could play Blade, we could play Soul Guide. The only issue of doing so, if they play Sam and have multiple food, then Soul Guide doesn't matter. So maybe just hold up K-command for next turn. Yes. If they play Sam, so Crack Verdant Catacombs, White Source, play Sam. There's 1, 2, 3. That should still be fine. We can still K command and response. Yes, we'll hold. Catacombs fetch. Surveil. Yera. This is definitely Samwise. Someone in chat cursed me. They mentioned Samwise. Cat hits. Go to second main. Temple. Shock. Yogg. Do I care about Yogg right now? We can get rid of Cat. I guess the major downside of Yogg is the fact that they can get rid of my spawn. Sacrifice another creature. That is relevant. I think we get rid of Cat. Let's get rid of Cat here. And done. So Cat down. Yogg resolves. Do you sack Goose to kill the spawn? You do not. We draw. Emrakul. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can imprint Emrakul. They can't kill the Broodscale, but they can put a -1/-1 counter on it. So if we cast the Broodscale, we can cast Blade. And they'll have to get rid of spawn, right? So you get rid of spawn before Blade resolves. Oh, I messed up. Shit. I did mess up. I should have played the Temple, tap Temple for Brood. That would have left one additional colorless up. Yeah, because then we could have Springleafed. So we go to equip to Brood. How do I do this? I think I have to tap this way now. So you now have to sack the spawn. You have to go after a spawn, right? Target spawn in response. Triggers. Yield to all. So you don't draw a card. We equip still. We can play the Springleaf Drum. Yeah, I messed up. Had I sequenced this correctly, I think it would have had one additional colorless left. Because go colorless, colorless, green, cast Brood. Cast equip Blade. Sack. Drum. Drum tap. Yeah, I would have had enough, but I wouldn't have been able to do anything with it, admittedly. So in that case, I will tap Brood for green. Go Soul Guide Lantern. Soul Guide Lantern target Yera, I suppose. and pass. Yeah, so I did missequence. We could have made the Broodscale infinite, but it wouldn't have necessarily mattered. We couldn't actually do anything with it. I guess we could make infinite spawns as well. So we did misplay, though, admittedly. So cat's gone. If they sacrifice active player, non-active player resolve first. So Broodscale will get a counter on it. I'm not sure how it works with the -1/-1 and the counter, though, admittedly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Unfortunate that I misplayed there. Like I said, Broodscale been infinite. We'd have had infinite number of tokens, which were also infinite, which I don't think Yogg can really do much about. So now we're in a position where they can theoretically interact with the Broodscale if they sequence it correctly, but it all comes down to what 3 cards they have in hand. Because they can't activate Yogg on their turn. The Broodscale will then go infinite with that. And we have Soul Guide protecting the grave. Orcish Bowmaster. Pinging what? Pinging Brood? That's fine. They would have to wait till my turn to then activate Yogg. But then we can always adapt. So they would need, I think, one more body, right? It'd still need one more body. Please don't let my misplay cost me here. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if they can get rid of the Brood. I don't think they can, at least not this turn. Unless they have... Even next turn will be difficult for them to do so. It wouldn't have mattered, though, if I just had played correctly. Because, yeah, Broodscale green. Broodscale green, leave up colors for Eldrazi. Play Blade. Equip Blade. And then they would have been able... They would target spawn. Sack spawn, play Drum. Drum green. Adapt Broodscale. Okay, so they ping the Broodscale. That's fine. Trigger. So now, do they understand how the stack works is the question. Burning Catacomb. Do you have a second Bowmaster? That would suck. Shock down to 13. Gilded Goose is fine. Okay, so now active player, non-active player. Again, the blade will end up on top of the stack. So they messed up here. Always yield. Trigger. Always yes, always yield. Makes a spawn. Yawgmoth triggers. That's fine, right? We don't care about that? I don't think I do. So now we should be good. Yeah, because they messed up there, they shouldn't be able to kill the Brood. Because now we can make Broodscale infinite. And they do it again. target brood. Yeah. I'll sack the spawn here. So now we just make Broodscale infinitely big. Yeah, opponent is learning how the stack works here, and the biggest thing that it can always that makes a huge difference is active player, non-active player. So it doesn't matter at this point. The Broodscale will just outgrow anything y'all can do. That's fine. Y'all can resolve now. You draw a card. Yep, that will resolve. Okay, yep. So opponent will scoop up. This is Samwise. I'm gonna say this is Samwise, not Yogg. It has a Yogg, but it's, I think, a one of. Alright, active player, non-active player has been taught today. We are gonna want what? I don't think I want Vexing Bauble. There's nothing in here. Vexing Bauble. Soul Guy good, Needle good. Might? Might's not good. Not that I can think of anyways. We can bring in Dismember Flute. Run it back like this. I think that's correct. I guess Graph Diggers. We do want Graph Diggers. So cut a lab. We don't really need Warping Whale. We don't need Wastegate, Sphere, Thief. Yeah, this looks right. Okay, run it back. I'll run it back. I was seeing I have notifications. I'll get back to those later. Alright. So what say you, opponent? I mean, they're going to be bringing in what? Maybe some form of removal? Disenchant effects? Maybe Force of Vigor? I guess their deck could support Force of Vigor. That's an option. Alright, we're just missing Blade of the Blood Chief. This hand looks good. We'll keep. We'll pass. He's a Catacombs. Is it a Thoughtseize on one? Yes, Young Wolf. Okay. We draw. He's a Dismember. Dismember's good. We could go Rumble next turn, but I think I just hold K command, honestly. Take 1 down to 19. Gala Shrine, shock 15. Sam? Dothy Voidwalker. Interesting. Do I care about Dothy right now, is my question. Not particularly if I just hold up K command, but I also could just dismember it. I mean, we can always just, if they go for hand disruption, I kind of want to dismember it, actually. We'll dismember, you know. Dismember will be exiled because Dismember will resolve prior to game state being updated. Draw. Ballista. I'll just hold K command and flute here. Attack with Young Wolf. What you got? Because they play Yogg at any point, we can just flute for Yogg and just brick them, basically time walk them. Collector Oof is kind of rude. Yeah, we'll have to exile it and ramp, I guess, or scry draw. Probably scry draw, honestly. Oof is fine. End step. Oof makes sense in this deck, yeah. So scry draw exile? Yeah, we'll scry draw exile. Exile, is it Oof? And done. Temple Flesh is appealing. Top Flesh, top Temple, we'll draw. Only problem I see of Flesh here is that we can't hold up Flute. I think we just play Boseiju then, and play Rumble, hold up Flute. I think that makes the most sense. Rumble. There's Emrakul. I'll grab the Emrakul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep, that's an Emrakul. And we will hold 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we can even sack the spawn to Flute, and we're fine. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping they just play Yogg and we time walk them. Flute's such a good card. It's such an underutilized card. Kind of want Flute in my other versions of Broodscale, actually. Is Flute better than Firestorm? Depends on how much energy, I guess, that we would anticipate. But, like, it's so good into the current meta. Like I said, it's basically just a 2-mana Time Walk. Oh, is Time Walk just 2 mana? Hold on. That might be a redundant statement, isn't it? Time Walk. Yeah, I mean, Time Walk is 2 mana. That was a redundant statement. Alright, what are we thinking, opponent? Land, Yogg, go. Do it. I mean, they know we have an Emrakul, so they're concerned about that. They don't know that we have the Temple in hand. Okay. Attack with Wolf. That is fine. We'll take one down to 13. And Familiar. Familiar will resolve. Trigger down to 12, up to 15. And end step. Do I Flute for Yogg? No, I think we'll hold. We draw. He's a Broodscale. Boseiju. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We still have 13, so that's fine. That's why I didn't play the Flute. I was kind of thinking that might Boseiju me. Alright, we'll play the Temple. Is Emrakul in time? Hello? Oh, okay. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Our turn, comrade. Court of Calling, Path to Exile. Oh, this is so good. Thank you, opponent, for this opportunity. Sylvan Safekeeper? Opponent, you are treating me too well. Oh. I think they're looking at the Court of Calling and the Path to Exile, like, oh, well, that's kind of fine. And they saw Sylvan Safekeeper and went, well, damn. And that's no longer fine. GG's. Alright, we'll be back for match number 7. Alright, back for match number 7 on the play for game 1. I mean, this could be a really early Emrakul. We're looking for a soul land or a green source. I'll keep. Do I reveal both Devourers? Probably, right? Look. Reveal. Triggers, yield all. There's Temple. So we just go Temple, K command, X equals 2. Yeah, I mean, I think we go for it, right? Temple. Play Temple. Pass. And pass. Swamp. That doesn't look like Tron. Thoughtseize. Takes K command or Emrakul? Imagine I take a K command, but the Emrakul sitting here, they can see that they have to be a little bit concerned. So we need a green source now. So definitely not Tron. What the hell am I playing against? Temple. Hold K command. So 2 types. We have 6 right now. Plus 2, 8. Again, looking for a green source at this point. Maybe I should have grabbed a green source. Damn. Because we milled over 2 green sources. So now we only have, what? 11? Rude as hell. 2 Thought Seizes. Ramp Scry Draw. So they'll probably take either Rumble or Emrakul here. K command. Bottom Rumble. Top Saga draw. And pass. At least Saga's now a threat. And also adds types to Yard. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2 short. Drum, 1 short. So, I mean, across 3 turns, we should find something. And worst comes to worst, we can always go Drum, Rumble later. So either take Rumble or take Emrakul. Worst comes to worst, we start going Construct Beatdown. If we find a green source, then Rumble's off to the races. Takes the Emrakul. I think that's the right choice. Breeding Pool. What is this? Thoughtseize. Second Saga. Trigger. Sultai colors. Thoughtseize. Frog? Riddler. Riddler draws a card. Polluted Delta. Riddler. Could it be a Birthing Writ deck? Draw. Lab. Trigger Saga. Saga. Pass. Make a construct on end step. Because we don't need to play the Devours. The Devours can just be here as interaction at this point. Fetch Polluted Delta, Surveil. Surveil trigger will resolve. Oh. 4 colors. What is this? 4 colors. Thoughtseize main. I guess it could be Goryo's, maybe? Draw a card. Godless Shrine. Shock. Faithless Looting? Riddler. Draw a card. What is happening here? Yeah, I think this could be Goryo's. I think that's probably a smart shout. Mega Constructs. So maybe we just go Soul Guide Lantern. Temple. Triggers. Make a construct. Search. For Soul Guide Lantern. And we can go Springleaf Drum later. I'll just get rid of this Thoughtseize out of principle. And then I'll play the Lab, imprint the Devourer so we can make another construct. Make another construct. Go to combat. I mean, we have lethal damage on board, and we have Soul Guide locking down Goryo's if it is Goryo's. We hold. Wait, you're not playing Quantum Riddler as a blocker? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because we could just devour her. Make a construct. I mean, if you let this resolve, we can just then grab Vexing Bauble. Oh no, the bauble. It's an exile. You know what we could do? That's kind of funny, but probably bad. We could Pithy Needle Marsh Flats. I'm kind of tempted to do so, actually. I'm kind of tempted to do so. Because then they can't play... Like, they can't hardcast Solitude. Is there a benefit to doing so? Needle? Marsh Flats? Play Temple. Cast Talisman. Blue. White. Faithful Mending. Gain 2. Lethal's still very much on board. And now you can only cast Goryos once, and we have the Soul Guide Lantern. So they need Solitude Ephem? Pretty sure. I wonder if actually naming Marsh Flats was impactful there. Why, you should always fetch before your opponent can resolve Needle. Alright, Force to Yard. I don't care about Force. I mean, do we just win off of Construct Beats? Rumble. Does Rumble resolve? We have Flesh Raker Ballista. I mean, we could go Ballista. Grows the constructs, right? So that way, even if they exile on the 5 block. I mean, they're not dead then. And so we still go Ballista, though. Ballista or Flesh Rake? We'll go Ballista. Isa Ballista. X equals 1. Go to combat. Attack all at you. Do you have Solitude Ephem? There's Solitude. Ah, man, I really wish I had that Vexing Bauble still in deck. Because I knew that this was likely to happen. Resolve. Show me the Ephem. There's Ephem. What did you pitch, by the way? You pitched another Solitude. Ephem. Yes. Up to 34 life and still 6 damage going to face. You'll take it, and then I guess you'll just rebound. Okay, that's fine. We have another Devour of Destiny. We can exile the Solitude next turn. Kind of wish the Walking Ballista could have went one deeper. Exile what? The Construct? The one... Okay, that's fine. I mean, if you're gonna... I guess you can't attack. Yeah, that's okay. Two in hand. And they can't play the Riddler unless they drew into a land. Because we have Marsh Flats on lock. That's actually really funny. Is it a frog? It's a Riddler. You found all 4 of your Riddlers. Criminy. Draw 2, yeah. Land. 2 left in hand. End step. Riddler Warp. No consign trigger. We draw. Ooh. That is appealing. And I think we still go Devourer. Yep, Devourer to start. Targets. Yield to all. Cast Blade. Equip Blade to Ball. Go to combat. Attack for lethal. White, white, blue. Faithful Mending. That's still lethal damage as it stands. And we got there. All right. Construct beats for the win. All right. Goryo's time. So we want Grafdigger's Cage, Vexing Bauble, Soul Guide Lantern, Pithing Yield, not Might though. Flute or Dismember. We can cut Rumble, Flash, and a Lab. So we have room for 3. Let's look at a Goryo's deck list real quick. Get a sense for what we're playing up against. I should know it by now, but let's see. Goryo's. I mean, how many play Wrath of Sky still? I mean, 2 in almost every copy of the deck, so maybe Warping Will actually is the call. And then maybe a Flute or Dismember. I don't think any play... whatchamacallit. I guess, yeah, we do also need Cavernous Souls, that's true. So we can cut 1 more Lab if we need. Do we bring in Dismember or Flute? Flute's tempting. Dismember is also... Dismember is okay, actually. So maybe bring in Flute? I like that. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Run it back like this. Sometimes forget that Cavern isn't in main, it's in the side. Alright, there's Brood, there's Saga, there's Lantern. I mean, I think... Oh, I do hate, though, that we have double Boseiju. That royally sucks. But I think we go Boseiju, and then Saga. So Boseiju, Soul Guide, Saga. Rumble, set up for Brood Emrakul. Flooded Strand. Passing, draw. E-Temp. We do love ourselves an E-Temp. In that case, we need to play the Boseiju. In that case, maybe I go Saga on 1. Saga on 1. Yeah, let's go Saga on 1. Soul Guide. Soul Guide Lantern. Pass. And pass. Because next turn we can play Rumble and try and set up for the win. We have to, of course, play around Solitude is the problem. Solitude, Fatal Push. Yeah. Consign, of course. Godless Shrine, Shock for Froge. Faith, nope, Quantum Riddler. Quantum Riddler's fine, you can play that all day. Draw a card. And pass. And draw. Cavernous Souls. Cavernous Souls helps with the consign issue. In that case, play Boseiju, play Rumble. I mean, I don't think we take the Devourer. We're not in position to play that. This will add 1, 2, 3 types to yard. Yeah, we'll take the Forest and pass. I mean, we could go for it next turn. We have everything we need. Basically, just force them to have the Solitude. Okay, they're just gonna pass, so we're not gonna go for it then. How do we want to proceed then? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we can't go Emrakul. So I wonder if I just go make a construct, go Vexing Bauble. Say screw the blade for now. And just kind of focus in on Emrakul. Maybe. Actually, we should draw first. Draw. Blade. Oh. Oh ho. In that case, can we win? We still have to play around Consign is the problem, and now even Force. And Fatal Push. Yeah. So do I make a construct to apply pressure? Yeah, we'll do that. We'll make a construct. Apply pressure. Polluted Delta fetched. Are you going to consign to memory the trigger? Surveil. No. So I would say that would be a bit surprising. I guess you could still consign the trigger, admittedly. Paying cost. Yeah, that's fine. The thing is, they think they can replicate the activated ability, but they can't. Yeah. That is fine. If I just tap down, could I have one? No, I don't think so. It would have been, I think, one short. But they stopped the search, so I can't find the Vexing Bulb, which kind of sucks. Admittedly. Yield to all. So no search, just a 2/2. I will play 5, 6, 7, 8. We play the blade. Let me make it vulnerable to prismatic endings, so probably not. Yeah, 8, 9. Well, at the same time, now they can't counter unless they have a force. Yeah, I suppose. We'll play blade. Grows the constructs. Are they prismatic ending it? At least it's not prismatic ending the soul guide, I suppose. And holding again. Okay. We will play Ancient Stirrings to start. The Stirrings resolve. It do resolve. K command's looking desirable here. So is Ballista though, because Ballista does add 1 type to yard. I think we go K command. As another type to yard as well. Any order. I'll play Cavernous Souls. Eldrazi. We'll go to combat. So now we have 2 ways to interact with their yard. Attack for 3 and hold. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll be pretty close. We're not Demercool yet. Yeah, it goes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's say if this does resolve 11, 12. Yeah, even 1 short. Prismatic ending to yard, really? Soul Guide is an extra type, but we'd have to crack it. So right now I don't think that's an option. Because we crack it now, play... If we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, we'd still be 1 short, right? If we crack it. So I think we just hold then. Draw. A second Broodscale. I mean, I think we just then, in this case, we just go Forest. We attempt to resolve Brood. Does Brood resolve? You can't counter it. We then go to Equip. Does Equip resolve? Probably should have attacked first in retrospect. They have to fire this off now. Really. We'll adapt. Yeah, I should have attacked first, admittedly. Always yield. Because now they could Solitude Ephem, get rid of both. Yeah, should have attacked first. There's a Solitude, as expected. Okay. Oh, hopefully they stack their triggers correct. They did. I was about to say, it wouldn't be the first time I've had people stack their triggers incorrectly. Atrocity, Exile. And you have the Ephem trigger. Yeah, I should have attacked first. That's a misplay that is a bit easy to make. But I should have attacked first, hit him down to 9. Alright, in that case, we'll pass. Ephem, no rebound, I imagine. 2 left in hand, 3. Preordain. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Black. Thoughtseize. They're gonna have to take the Broodscale, right? I mean, neither option here is good for them, let's be clear. But I think they need to take the Broodscale. They take the K command. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Still be 1 short. Takes the Broodscale, yep, that is correct. They'll attack for 3. Yeah, they should be down to 7 up to 10 now, but I misplayed there. Should always attack first in case of Solitude. Second Emrakul. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, I guess we will hold the K command. They know we have it as the problem. Land. You want to tap out and play a Riddler? That'd be cool. I'd be down with that. Hallowed Fountain, shock down to 10, up to 13 after combat. Sure. Down to 19. Paying cost? Really? K command? They have to have a Solitude in hand, right? There's no way that they don't. Done. Yield to all. What a freaking hand this is. So bottom forest, top draw, Quantum Red, draw. And draw. So we can then just go Vexing Bauble. Now they're locked. So they can't do anything at this point. I should do it this way, though. Green. Colorless. Broodscale? Equip Broodscale? Trigger? Always yield. Always yes. Always yield. What a set of cards to see off top. 6. So we need, what, 7? And is an Emrakul. I will yield to all. And at this point, I suppose we just pass. Our turn, comrade. Goryo's Vengeance, Frog. Draw. Consign to memory. And Pummel scoop it up. Yeah, because at that point, we can play Frog, pitch Goryos, exile their yard, and then on the last trigger, consign. I guess we could consign rather than pitching the last trigger for the Frog. And then attack in with Riddler, or Riddler Solitude, and we should have lethal. Good stuff. All right. Solid win against Goryos, and we will either be back for the top 8 or the wrap-up. Be back shortly. All right, and we're back for the wrap-up. Unfortunately, our OMW was not good enough, so we ended up 12th, which in the grand scheme of things is pretty good, especially when you consider the fact that we got robbed in round 4 by the game resetting in game 3 against the Eldrazi Tron. So unfortunate, but still solid record for Basking Broodscale, specifically the lab version. So I am happy about that. The lab version continues to perform well. I think I just need to like refine the sideboard a bit, and probably make a sideboard guide as well, and maybe make some additional adjustments to the list from there. I think the only other thing that we might consider is maybe adding some Agatha's Soul Cauldron in some way, shape, or form. I'm not sure if that would be the lab version or more a Delighted Halfling version. We'll have to figure that out, feel it out, maybe test that over the Tezzeret version, which has, again, been kind of okay. But with that being said, that there will be the end of today's video. As always, if you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button, comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback. Be much appreciated. For as much that I hope y'all learn from me and both my success and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you have reached a point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button as we continue to grow this channel. However, if you do want to watch these videos recorded live, you can do so over my Twitch. I am live Mondays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. CST, Fridays through Thursdays at 8 p.m. CST for the weekend challenges, or you can also watch these videos early and ad-free over my Patreon. With that being said though, folks, I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye!